Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nabila. I am so excited to get into sewing today. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because my last sewing video was kind of a challenge, but I'm really excited to get into sewing things that I feel confident in and that don't challenge me. I'm in such a good mood today, despite the fact that I woke up like extremely early this morning because I could not go back to bed. I was just thinking about everything that I had to do, and so I got out of bed and started doing laundry, and my husband was like, did you just do laundry at like 5 in the morning? And I'm like, yeah, I did. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into today's video. I have 3 thrifted items that I want to work on today. One is an alteration, one is a mend, and one is a thrift flip. I'm really excited to get into sewing, but I'm also really excited to wear these pieces. I've been craving more color in my wardrobe, kind of inspired by when I thrifted this shirt. It's just so colorful and fun. And I was realizing that especially when it's summer and I can't layer that much, having more colorful pieces makes an outfit just more interesting. I'm gonna start in order of difficulty. So the first item is the simplest one, and it is just hemming these pants. Most pants are too long for me, so that's nothing new. But yeah, I just need to hem these pants. And by the way, I'm so sorry that these are all really wrinkly. I washed all these before I started filming, and I will be pressing as I go. So there is a chance that all the before clips of these items will feature them being heavily wrinkled, but hopefully the after clips will be more well pressed. And then the next item that I will be working on is this paisley cotton top, and it's a little bit long, so I want to alter it, but I didn't realize before I bought it, actually there is a hole in the back here. So that is why I'm calling this the mend. I'm just gonna crop some of the fabric and probably use that fabric to patch up this hole, so it'll be good as new. And then lastly, I want to upcycle this polo t-shirt to make another version of the Free People Inspire tee that I made in a previous video. I wear that shirt so much because it's the only one that I have that's that kind of cut. And so I just want to make another version of it because I know I'll get a lot of wear out of it. So yeah, let's get started with hemming those green pants. Okay, so the first step in hemming these pants is obviously I need to figure out what the new length of these pants are. They are really quite long, so I am going to be taking out a lot of length. So I'm gonna look at the measurement that I have to remove, and then I'm gonna press both pants so that I can really set that hem and just make sure that I'm happy with the length. And then I'm gonna cut and sew the new hem. I wasn't recording. Just pretend like I recorded cutting this. Anyway, as always, the key to good sewing is good pressing. But I find this to be especially true when it comes to hemming, which is why I pressed where I wanted the new hem to be so early on, because it makes the marking, cutting, and even the folding of the new hem so much easier. Honestly, I don't even need to fold this perfectly because I trust the line that I pressed into the pants earlier is pretty straight. And once I have this folded and pinned up, I gave this one more press before I took it to the sewing machine. Okay, I just finished hemming these pants. You will notice that I just used whatever green thread I had and I didn't actually use a matching color, but if you notice that the hem thread is a different color, then you're standing too close. I feel like I was moving quite slowly today. Then just now I was starting to feel kind of like sick, and I was like, maybe I need like a snack or something. I just felt really sluggish. And then I just remembered, oh yeah, I woke up at 2 a.m. So I think that is why I've been moving so slowly, but I am still really glad to have these hemmed because I thrifted these a while ago and I haven't been able to wear them. So I am really excited to finally get to wear them. Also, all day I have been looking forward to watching the Summer I Turned Pretty's new episode. I think it's the Conrad POV episode, at least that's what I was hearing online. So I am really excited to finally get to watch that episode. And actually I saw this interesting Reddit post about the Summer I Turned Pretty, about how this season is dropping weekly episodes and every other season has been just dropped at once so you can just binge watch it. And this person was saying that they should have just dropped it all at once for season 3 And I don't know, I kind of agree, even though I know how weekly TV used to work. I feel like I've just been so conditioned by the show to expect to be able to binge watch. So to me, it's a little bit annoying that I have to wait for the weekly episodes. They are definitely a moment and everyone is talking about them for longer because, you know, everyone is not able to watch it all at once. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting because it used to be that a weekly episode was the norm and now it feels so weird. But yeah, now that I am done with those pants, next up I am going to be working on this shirt. It is towards the end of the day, so I don't know how much I will get done today, but I definitely want to figure out the length and maybe I'll go ahead and cut it today. Yeah, we'll see. Also, I just love how this tag says sweat absorbing cotton. Good morning, it is the next day, and yesterday I didn't get a lot done after that last clip. Mainly what I was focusing on is getting the new length for this top. So now that I have marked that, I am just going to crop it, rehem it, and then I'm going to use some of that fabric to fix up this hole here. I'm trying to see if there is a repeat in the print so I can kind of make it like a seamless repair. And when I was looking, I don't think I saw one, but it is kind of a busy print, so it's hard to tell anyway. I mean, that's kind of why I missed it in the thrift store. It is such a lightweight fabric, so I think I want to do that by hand. And yeah, I'm feeling way more well-rested today. And I did enjoy that Summer I Turned Pretty episode last night. Honestly, I'm kind of in the mood to zone out and have a show on in the background. So I think I might start rewatching the Summer I Turned Pretty just to really get me through this weekly drop because it feels so unfair that I have to wait a week for the next episode. But yeah, I think that rewatching it might help a little bit. I don't typically rewatch newer shows. I tend to rewatch older shows like Veronica Mars and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So it almost feels like an out of character thing for me to rewatch a show that is newer like this one. But I do like, I would say like 70% of the show. And since it's a rewatch, I can also fast forward through the parts that I don't like. So that'd be kind of nice. But yeah, that's what I am going to do today. I hope it won't take me too long to finish this today because I am really excited to do the thrift flip at the end. That's what I'm looking at over there. So yeah, I'm just really excited. So let me go ahead and get started. I forgot to mention earlier that this top had some slits in the side seam and I wanted to keep that design detail, so I just seam ripped up the side a little bit and then sewed that into place before finishing the rest of the hem. So the hole is here and it's about 2 inches. I'm just trying to figure out where I should cut. There's not a perfect like repeat. Of course, now that I'm editing this, I see the repeat, but it's fine. I feel like this is a good section because the colors kind of match. I don't want something too red, for example. So yeah, I think I'm gonna cut like this section. Let me give it a little bit more wiggle room so I have a little bit of seam allowance. And I'll press this and finish the edges before I use a hand needle to mend this up. Good morning. So yesterday I got pretty tired. I think I'm still recovering from the other day when I woke up at 2 a.m. and couldn't go back to sleep. So I don't know where I left off, but I did get to finish that pink tunic top yesterday. And before I wrapped up for the day, I was just measuring kind of where I wanted to crop this t-shirt, and then I like placed my sleeve pattern on the excess fabric to just kind of see if it was going to work out, because this shirt is actually smaller than the first shirt that I turned into the Inspire tee. And I am gonna have enough fabric, but I did go ahead and let the hem out so that I just had just a little bit more fabric. So the hem ended here, and then I let it out to here. So it's about like 1.5 inches extra fabric to work with. So that's nice. And I don't think I mentioned this in the intro, but this is actually a Tiger Woods brand golf shirt. And it's also 100% cotton. So I'm really excited to finish this shirt up and wear it, because I feel like with it being like a performance brand and also being 100% cotton, I think this will be super breathable and comfortable to wear. And I do really wear my duped Inspire top a lot. I had another video where I was talking about how to cover up the Ralph Lauren polo like logo here. And I think in that video it was kind of a fail, but what I ended up doing, actually, if you're interested, is I made a little patch with some excess fabric, and I bought a little star patch off of Etsy. And I just sewed the little star patch on by my machine. And then I wanted to hand stitch the little patch in place because I wanted to make it more whimsical. And I think the stitching in here is just so like funny and whimsical, because when I first ironed the little star onto this makeshift patch, I was like, oh, it's getting a little serious. I want it to be more like playful and fun. So I really do think the like imperfect stitching kind of gives it that more whimsical vibe. And yeah, I have been enjoying wearing this even more than I did before, so that's really awesome. And so this shirt also has a patch, and I don't know if I want to cover this up or what I want to do with it. The embroidery is a little bit looser than that polo logo, so I'm not sure if I want to try to undo it. I think I'm gonna worry about that at the end. When everything else is said and done. Anyway, so since my length is all mapped out, I think I'm gonna start off by cutting all my pieces out today. And then I'm gonna be using my Bernette machine a lot today, which I know a lot of you guys are interested in. So let's get to sewing. Okay, so I have everything laying nice and flat here, and I have everything laying nice and flat up here. There is going to be a little bit of bulk right in the center here, because I believe the back is a little bit longer than the front, but I am just matching up the hems, because if the back of the t-shirt ends up longer than the front, I kind of still like that. So I am pinning it up this way, and I'm about to cut the hem, but I want to double check that this will fit here. And it does. It looks like the corner's hanging off here, but that's okay. This corner needs to be clipped anyway. And yeah, I didn't completely seam rip the corners of the shirt here because I knew I wasn't gonna really need that, so that works out. Oh my God, I wasn't recording. Well, I just cut out this sleeve, and I guess I was really in the zone because I forgot to record. Okay, I just spent way too much time threading my machine. On my channel, I talk about this machine a lot, and I talk about how it is so easy to thread, and it is true. And it was definitely human error on my part. So I just wanted to point this out in case you have this machine also and it could help. The last time I used this machine, I had it in a combo situation, and the way they display the needles, they want you to put the needles in a certain position. So when I went to set up my machine just now for an overlock stitch, I actually put my needles forward in the cover stitch position, but it actually should be backwards in the overlock position, and I was freaking out because my machine wasn't working and I didn't know why, and it was just the needle position. So anyway, now that that is all set up and I understand what happened, it is time to sew up these sleeves and attach them to the body. Okay, I'm done with all 3 of my projects, and one of the reasons why sewing is so exciting to me is now I have 3 new pieces for my wardrobe, and yeah, I'm about to show that to you. I feel like I didn't do a great job filming this. I feel like I always forget how much longer sewing takes when I'm filming it, because actually all 3 of these projects weren't that difficult. So in my head, I was like, oh, I'm gonna finish them in like a day. And then it took 3 days. But I'm so glad I got that all done. I'm really excited to wear these pieces. I don't know if I updated yesterday, but now I'm on the final episode of season 1 of Summer I Turned Pretty. So if that gives you an idea of like roughly how long this took. But yeah, thanks for joining me on this sewing day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.